Hello everyone, welcome to a movie review 30 this time, and please excuse the sound. It's really hot in here, so we have to put on the air conditioning.
Yeah, but that's not important right now. What is important that we just finished watching Predator Killer of Killers on Hulu.
It's an animated feature, exclusively only to Hulu, before another Predator movie that comes out this year.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, this is made by the same guy who also did Prey and his upcoming film Badlands.
Yeah, so I think they got the right guy. We got the right guy for Predator. But that's beside the point. Premise is, this is an anthology about all the times in history that the Predator visited Earth. One during the time of the Vikings, one during the time of feudal Japan, the other, World War II.
Yeah, so this movie was really good.
Oh yeah.
And this is, yeah, it's as good as Prey, right? And the original.
Oh yeah.
And putting the Predator to shame.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we had a blast with it. All the stories were really fascinating, and those sometimes, well, set in during the World War II setting, had funny moments.
Yep.
Well, the other ones were more serious.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is going to be a spoiler review, so anyone who hasn't watched this movie...
Yeah, turn around, see the movie, then come back.
So anyway...
And...
let's begin. So the film starts out in space, where a Predator ship comes to Earth, set in the Viking era.
Yep. 639 AD, I think.
Yeah, and where we meet this Viking lady who has a lead of other Vikings along with her son, where they interrogate this
Where they interrogate a member of her enemy tribe, mostly due to forcing her to kill his father all those years ago.
Yeah. And she pretty much like talked him into it. And yeah, also this movie is really violent.
Oh yeah.
Adult films like these don't pull punches.
Yep. And there's a lot of gore.
And
so much gore.
And also the next scene is where they're in the fire camp where her son... But she tells her son that if she dies, she'll let her son take
his place and basically avenge her, that type of stuff.
But they are being watched.
And of course by the titular predators. This one, the size of a Primark.
Yeah, and we'll get more to that Predator in a second. So the next thing is where they start attacking the rivals, and again, one gets the head chopped off, like...
Yeah.
And her shield is very sharp.
Oh yeah.
And they reach to the man that forced her to kill her father, and...
Yeah, and as he's taunting him, his son practically decapitated him. But that's when the Predator comes in and starts wrecking everyone's shit.
Yeah, and this Predator has like this
pulse arm thingy. Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
And kills everyone in his sight, and it kills this one Viking lady. And no, it's not the main one; it's a different one. Gets like,
yep,
like gets her face.
Yeah, I guess she stuck her nose in. I'll see myself to the corner.
No! Come back. So the Viking lady and her son try to fight off this monster, but then she gets tossed into the lake, which is full with ice.
Yep.
And the Predator takes its mask off and starts fighting to the death. And this puts the climax of Brave New World to shame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a woman with a shield facing a bulky Hulk-like monster.
Yeah, except this is done right.
And then rather than using a uninspiring beast, she actually managed to kill the beast by throwing the monster in the lake and then killed by her own weapon. Bah!
Yep.
And then
she comes back to her son, who basically bit the dust.
It's like, no, it should have been me.
Yeah, and then we see her transition to like a collar around her neck, and we cut to
The next story, set in feudal Japan.
Yep. Oh, and also one thing that we forgot to mention, these stories are segmented in 3 parts based on a weapon used in history.
Like,
The Viking one is called the shield.
and this one is called the sword. The third one, which we'll get to in a sec.
Yep.
So, back to the feudal Japan where we cut to twin brothers.
Yep, who seemed to be getting along until their father basically turned them against each other. One was kicked out and became a ninja. Father dies, and the brother who pleases the father becomes the next shogunate, but still, it will all go down to shit.
Yeah, so once the ninja hears about the news from a bell, he gets all set and gets his sword out, and yeah, and also he does really good stealths.
Yeah, he does. Well, yeah, he is a ninja.
And he tries his best not to get caught by the shogun's samurais, but
You just say samurai, it can also be plural.
oh yeah. So shogun and samurai are the same, right?
Yeah.
So again, the ninja gets unfortunately caught, and
So, yeah. So after a fight with his brother, the predator comes in.
yeah, a different predator.
Yeah, who has like this crow mask, I think. Still looks pretty fucking cool.
And this ninjas and the predator fight each other until the other shoguns come in and they're like, "What the hell is that?"
And then they got brutally murdered.
Yeah, with this spear thing that with the tip of the spear goes
Yeah.
and cuts one of them in 2.
So
the ninja. Oh yeah. Oh, so
no, you first.
So the ninja tries to make a break for it until the predator keeps following him and uses these tiny bomb things
Yeah.
and okay, your turn.
So eventually, after a tussle with the predator, the brother runs into his shogun brother. They fight for a bit.
But then they put their differences aside when
the predator comes up, and I think I'll let you take over.
yeah, so where the shogun gets stabbed in the stomach, like, ooh. Oh, but one thing, the shogun brother fell off the cliff, but next time we see him, and you're like, how are you not dead?
Yeah, this kind of bugs me. It doesn't deteriorate from the film. Mostly because, I'm pretty sure physics would... unless he held onto a ledge, and it wasn't even shown in the movie. I'm pretty sure if he fell from that height, he'd be dead.
Yeah, anyway, back to the fight where again, the brothers put the differences aside and they fight this monster, and yeah, it's a epic sword fight, and the ninja brother find a way to put the monster down by using the creature's own bombs.
Yeah.
One goes invisible, but they know the thing is not dead yet, so they wait for a signal to know when a piece of a tree falls, right? So then they all
do that classic samurai thing where they hit each other, but they were killing the predator.
and the predator is chopped in 3, and damn! So it's covered in green blood.
Yep.
And then the shogun brother is bleeding to death, and they have their final moments until
He died.
And also, to know, the feudal Japan story doesn't have much dialogue in this. And what do you think of that?
I love that.
Like,
Sometimes you kind of... No, you finish.
sometimes you gotta tell stories without dialogue. Just like with a New Empire, with telling story perspectives with Godzilla and Kong. And now with that story out of the way, now we cut to World War II.
Or as this story's called, The Bullet. This surprised me because I thought they were going to say spear. But I think it kind of makes sense, especially given the Second World War was mostly fought with bullets, aside from the sufferings, which, if I were to explain it, we'd be here a long time.
Yeah, we meet our next protagonist, who is named Taurus, and he wants to be like a pilot, where he talks over with his dad when his engine broke in his car.
Yeah.
And then cut to a year later where they entered World War II. Well,
The United States enters World War II. Given the story with his father took place in 1941, and we cut to next year, 1942.
And he's trying to get some of the engines fixed with the planes, but no good. And we meet his general, who is voiced by
Michael Biehn, Kyle Reese.
Yeah, first he was in Terminator, then Aliens, and now Predator.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's alright.
But I mean, I got text, but I'll have to talk later.
Take your time.
And then they realized that one of the jet pilots was attacked, and they're like, a hook from the sky.
Oh yeah.
And he looks at this weapon, and it's like something he's never saw before, and it's not from this Earth. So the general and the other men go out to fight the. Wait, who are the other, were they fighting the Nazis? No, can't.
Well, yeah, they were fighting the Nazis since it took place in Atlanta.
Yeah. But the kid tries to tell his boss that they're in danger from this unknown threat. So.
Oh, you first.
And one of the at first doesn't believe it, but then one of the jet pilots gets attacked by this new predator who actually pilots a big ass ship, and this predator actually has like an eye patch.
Yep.
So almost like a pirate.
Yep.
And okay, your turn.
So eventually, through basically outsmarting it, through basically using heat, but not before his boss or his superior sacrifices himself.
And it's like, kill this motherfucker for me.
Yep. He then eventually has the ship basically chase him through Vichy, France, as everything is basically firing at him.
And in those moments when he sees enemy ships, he's like, oh, am I glad to see the enemies, which help stop this predator shooting down.
Yeah.
That's pretty ironic, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
And at first he thought he got him, but
it just rose from the water, pissed off than ever.
Yeah, and he tries to come up with a plan Z. Like he only got one shot at this, otherwise he's done for it. But then he realized that he should let the predator's hooks get him, and he outsmarted him again.
Oh, yeah.
Which causes the predator to
basically grab onto the plane, which also has the pilot's parachute. Parachute does basically reeling the whole plane instead of the pilot, and explode.
Yeah, and that predator is dead, and the pilot survived.
Yep.
And then next day when he's fixing his car, where he's probably back home, but then another predator comes in, and then they take him.
Yep, and it all basically leads up to some of the scenes where we just see them see the protagonists in the predator ship from point A to point B to point C.
Yeah, where the characters from the different centuries all come together because the press kept them in these
excuse me.
Bless you. In these ice tube things. You know, like you saw an Alien where, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the Viking woman, the ninja and Taurus.
Yep.
Were they all brought into the Predator planet, where they see this the final boss being the
I think it's like a chieftain or a king, I don't know.
I think so, a Predator king who brought them all together and speaking in a different
language, but the collars were not only. Oh yeah, that reminds me. They also had collars around their necks. They're basically explosive, but also translators.
Yeah, and they tested out on this captive predator.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. and they are forced to like kill each other. Killer of killers. Oh, title drop.
Yeah, with basically weapons from their time. Well, almost.
But where the ninja has his sword, the Viking lady has her axe, and Taurus has a gun, but not from his century. It's
From colonial times.
on 1715. Yeah, the same gun from Predator 2 and Prey.
Pretty much.
But Taurus like, wait, no, why would not fight each other? What?
Everything's connected.
Yeah, like trying to say. I know we're from different timelines, but so then the king brings in this
this big creature thing that makes the predators from the Predator eat its heart out.
Yeah, and its mouth is on
its head.
Yeah, which is actually a very crazy idea, but it.
Yeah.
So they fight off this monster, but Taurus gets eaten alive. But thankfully he's not dead. Like.
Oh yeah.
So the Viking lady and the ninja managed to fight off this creature, and they were pretty successful, obviously.
Yep.
And the Viking is facing off the ninja, but the ninja puts his weapon down, and the king is like, "You don't kill them."
Yeah.
And you go.
But basically, he ordered the collars to explode, but before they could, Torres got a hold of the wrist thing that would basically control the collars. And he had a hold of a speeder bike that was used earlier, which caused them to escape.
Yeah. So all three of them get on to try to get to that ship, but the king manages to stop them, and
there's a fight between the Viking and the samurai against the Predator King.
Well, Taurus is trying.
Taurus is basically trying to use the ship to get out.
Yeah. And the ninja loses his arm. I mean,
Yeah.
Just like with Anakin losing his arm.
Or all of his limbs. Anyway.
Right. Well, and Luke loses a hand. Hey, would you come up here and give me a hand? Oh, that was very close, but this is serious. Okay, enough.
Enough references.
So yeah, they're all trying to escape, but one of the other predators uses a
uses a hook, but that thus resulting in the ninja losing his arm that we mentioned earlier. However, the Viking woman sacrifices herself to give them time to escape, destroying the hook gun.
Yeah. So they manage to fly off while the Viking says something about berating the.
Basically, berating them for their failures.
And, well, the king has the other predators in their ship to chase after them, but we can hope they manage to escape.
Yep.
But then we cut to an ending where the Viking lady is now kept in those ice things, tube things again. But then a surprise cameo show up, which is
the Comanche warrior from Prey.
And movie over. And
God, this was a good movie.
And also the movie was actually surprisingly short, like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yep.
So I guess not every Predator film needs to be long, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and back with that gun, that gun, and because the Taurus is like, this isn't from my century.
Yeah.
I mean, how could the Predators not know this?
I don't know.
Maybe because they're dumb as a rock.
I wouldn't say they're dumb as a rock, given they're technologically advanced, and they hunt other creatures from across the galaxy.
And I would assume they also would hunt xenomorphs. Well, obviously from the AVP films, but
yeah.
But I'm sure we'll get newer, more badass ones in the future.
I know this will never happen, especially given this movie was terrible. I want to see them hunt Cyclones from Battlefield Earth.
I would see that as a parody.
Yeah, I want to see her for that.
Yeah, I would like to see like a Predator movie set in the pirate century.
Me too.
Because there's potential for that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean like them fighting Jack Sparrow, but I mean like maybe fighting Blackbeard.
Yeah, that could work.
And so what would be like your favorite like short story in this movie? Like, which one did you like the most?
That is a hard one because I like them all for different reasons.
And they all connected at the end.
Oh yeah.
Because this is different from like any other anthology animated films. Like
Oh yeah.
like Star Wars Visions were okay. Visions because those are not really connected because they're like different alternate universes.
Yeah.
But this one, well, obviously this movie is canon to Predator because they, which makes sense because the three stories connected. So I guess the last one is somewhat of a crossover, right?
Yeah.
And which Predator in this movie did you like the most?
We're all different. I think the Predator King.
Oh, what? Wait, the one who was...
Yeah, because just everything about him just screams final boss.
Yeah. Not just about... Hey, in defense, would you be friends with a Predator from the Predator movies?
But if they're not kind off my head, probably.
Or would you hire them for assassination?
Yeah, probably.
But imagine if gotten the... Oh my god! Hell of a boss versus Predator!
Oh yeah! That would... I want to... If there's an artist watching us, make that happen!
Well, make it into like a fan fiction or a fan...
Or a fan art where the Predator faces all IMP.
And put Luna in it too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, before we get fangirling, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also we should probably give our ratings to this movie. Like,
I have to give it an A.
yeah, same here, an A. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean this gets us more excited for Predator Badlands. I mean, I know they're canon, but they're not gonna fully.
Not gonna fully connect.
I mean, the director just likes to tell stand-alone stories where Prey is like set in the Comanche century. Well, period.
Yeah.
Well, this one tells three stories that connected into one. Well, Badlands is going to be set in the future.
So look forward to that.
Yeah, I would say it's about time we're getting a Predator movie set in the future where we're...
Oh yeah.
And probably set in the Alien timeline.
Oh fuck yes.
Probably for a secret ending.
Yeah, I really hope they do that. I really hope they do.
And I have the feeling that Weyland Yutani might somewhat get involved in this Predator movie. You know, Weyland Yutani, the company from the Alien films.
Oh yeah.
I mean, why is Weyland Yutani so obsessed with those xenomorphs? I mean...
Money.
Yeah, well, the Predators, they're obsessed with hunting any species, especially us.
Yep.
And I don't imagine who would find a fight. Who would win in a fight, you or a Predator.
Predator, I would lose.
Or Civil War versus a Predator.
That's a good one. I mean, I think the Predator would basically be interested in a game like Silver, especially given he's been fighting wars since he was 7. But that'll be a story for another day.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, as for previews,
yeah, there weren't any like previews.
yeah, given this was basic.
But we were looking at commercials because we're rudely interrupting our movie.
Yeah, there wasn't anything of interest there, so...
Well, the only one that I kind of liked was the one with Danny DeVito about cookies.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, I never had Jersey Mike's.
I'm not sure you would be a fan. I like it, but I'm not sure you would be a fan.
I just like a Chips Ahoy cookies and Oreos better.
So, aside from that, yeah. As you know, we recommend this movie.
Yeah, so I don't think there's much to say, and maybe enjoy a 5 or 4 minute intermission. And shall I say what our next movie was going to be? So I think stay tuned where we look at Megan 2.0. And I hope it's good as the first. So with that, this is Dean.
And Brock McGinnis.
Light Post Film signing off.
And have a good rest of your day.
And want some candy?
Take care, everybody.
Yeah, I went there. Bye.